Hey guys, welcome back to episode 9 of Sons of Gold. This is going to be a half session, only 2 hours, and we're getting started a little late, so probably less than that. Plus we'll have an intro, so less than that, but you know, that's how things go. I'm Arthur Perkins, this is APGamingREAL. Sid Alpha is against another Ghostbusters movie for reasons I can't fathom. I mean, it wasn't, super great, but it was good. I would watch another one.
Terrible.
It was
Which
good.
Ghostbusters?
I would
Terrible.
watch Crazy Girl and Sigourney Weaver again for 2 hours, no problem. And the movie made plenty of money. So, I mean, on all
Which one,
accounts.
though? The new one?
The new one.
I haven't seen it.
All right, look, here's
Yeah,
the plan. Chris Hemsworth quits Avengers and starts the Ghostbusters cinematic universe. He's the Black Widow of that movie universe, so he never gets his own one. And instead of being dark, edgy, and super smart like Black Widow, and also physically capable and always kicking ass, he sits around in an office all day and just acts extremely charming but stupid, but shows up in every movie.
So not like exactly the same character as Black Widow.
Yeah, no, it's the complete opposite of Black Widow.
Okay.
I loved his character in that movie, like significantly more than any other movie I've ever seen him in.
I wasn't 100% into his character, but the thing was, he made a really good jumping point for other people to make jokes about him. He was the very definition of a support character.
That's who I always.
Yes.
He did make a very
Yes.
convincing moron.
Wow, Sid.
I can do that too. Let's get started.
I mean, we are. We are getting started doing introductions. But Virgil, it sounds like you want to step in and go first. Let's do that. And then we'll cut back to why Sid hates Ghostbusters and freedom in America.
And well, he should hate free ghosts and love Ghostbusters. Is what should
I
be.
do love Ghostbusters. That was not a Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, boy.
Get
It
out.
was labeled as such. I'm Zircon5 around on the internet. If you, thanks for coming to watch. I'm excited, even though it's going to be a short show. We should all have plenty of time to die in that time.
Yeah.
I'm hyped to play Dean Fairless. Let me tell you guys, we did level up, and I got some dope stuff.
Look,
First
they
of
know you
all-
leveled up, but they're also probably, if they've watched the show long enough, aware that none of you did it correctly, and you'll be spending all session figuring out how to level up again.
No. I am a level 0, which sounds really bad, but is actually just fine. Adept Meta Scion, which means that I can now visually and audibly detect the use of psychic powers. Okay, Arthur?
Yeah?
This is for you.
I'm aware.
If both the source and target are visible, I can tell who's using the power, even if it's normally imperceptible. And I gain a +2 bonus to any saving throw versus a psionic power. Got a mind like a steel trap. Also,
I mean,
this-
you have a mind.
So the other one is even better. As a level 3 telekinetic now, I can like do 800 kilos or something. I can just throw cars around.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And as an instant action, the psychic can commit effort for the scene whenever an assailant misses them with a physical attack. The attack is then reflected back against the assailant, who must re-roll the attack against their own person twice. If either roll hits, the assailant suffers damage from their own attack. If both rolls hit, the damage is the maximum possible.
That's terrifying.
I can basically, if someone tries to shoot me, I can just make them shoot themselves in the head with my brain powers.
That is horrifying. Maybe.
So
Yeah.
if Jonas decides to punch the captain again, he could actually knock himself the fuck out.
Yeah, it would just be like one of those things where you try to uppercut someone and then like hit yourself in the head on accident and it looks really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever seen
It's like the Red
Professional
Dwarf
Boxer?
episode with the penal colony.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Did your introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sid Alpha, and I think the most recent Ghostbusters movie was one of the worst possible things you could do to Ghostbusters. It was a travesty, and Paul Feig should never be allowed to direct again, let alone get his hands back on the Ghostbusters franchise. He's a terrible person, and he was made even more terrible by saying if you didn't like the movie, then you're automatically sexist.
All right. Hold on. I don't
fuck that guy.
Look. We're all normally we just let each other talk during our
That's not true at all, Virgil. We constantly interrupt each other.
But I need to know, first of all, out of the two movies, which was your favorite, Ghostbusters 1 or 2?
Oh, the first one, the original.
Okay.
The original first one.
Did you watch
the real
cartoon?
First one? I did watch the cartoon.
Yeah, okay. That's all I need to know. That was a great cartoon. And
really,
like,
Virgil, you're checking his credentials, trying to see if he's a real gaming girl or whether he's a fake gaming girl.
The Ghostbusters cartoon did not fit in canon whatsoever.
No, absolutely not at all.
So if he can fully enjoy Ghostbusters stuff that's not in canon, but he doesn't enjoy this movie, then he has like a broad spectrum of things that he would enjoy potentially that were Ghostbusters items, but not this one specifically, and for good reason. That's what I'm getting here.
Well,
I haven't actually
they were treating this as this is like the worst possible reboot movie you could ever do, where there are so many things they could have done with a new Ghostbusters franchise that would have been so much better. They could have treated it as a handing of the baton, and there's so many different things that they could have done with it to kind of integrate the original movies with the new. Instead, they just decided to basically piss all over the original movies and the original actors to boot, and it was just terrible, and it was badly done. It was poorly acted. Most of the jokes were lame at best.
Dan Aykroyd was writing most of the jokes for the first.
Dan Aykroyd pissed on the movie harder than I am right now.
He is a comedic genius, one of my all-time favorites. When I was very little, we had the Best of Dan Aykroyd SNL tape cassette from like 79 or something, and it was great. I'm very influenced by Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is like the master of exposition, but as a joke writer, not so strong.
Okay, what do you got going on otherwise?
The regular intro stuff outside of the my firm set belief that Paul Feig should not be allowed to direct. Lots of things have been going on. I've been playing some more BattleTech today after being a good boy and getting all my chores done. And I've been starting to figure out how to integrate my different mechs a little bit better, because I've got a pretty wide variety of weaponry and stuff. I haven't started really customizing the mechs because I'm still very early on in the missions and the mech types. So it'll be interesting to really start getting into the mech lab and stuff. I actually picked up an AC-20++, which made me very happy to get one of those.
Plus stability.
Yeah, it had a +10 to damage and a plus something to stability.
Yep, that's how you take dudes down.
Yeah.
And so that game is it's everything I was expecting it to be, and they just did a great job with that game. It does still need to be optimized quite a bit, but it's a solid title, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
I was playing it pretty well until today, and then I got like 5 bug crashes on different missions. So
no,
that's
I think there must be some stacking error that's starting to show up.
Oh wow! It looks. I was just googling. It looks like they actually patched the new Ghostbusters movie. I think you should redo your reviews about it.
Hey, if they decided to patch the movie, and with the new the joke asset pack, and integrate the full story arc DLC package, then I might be willing to give it a second look. No, and I let's see what else. I just recently, or just a few hours ago, I released a video, probably the dumbest DMCA takedown I've ever seen. This person actually DMCA'd the VOD from a Twitch stream because the person who was taking a look at the game didn't finish the game. And so the developer decided to slap him with a DMCA takedown because they didn't finish the game on the stream. There's got to be hands down the dumbest DMCA I've ever heard of. This is ridiculous. They're not trying to protect their copyright. They're not trying to protect the integrity of their games. Like, no, they didn't finish it. Screw those guys.
Yeah, DMCA has become like a rock that you throw at someone.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's everywhere too. I've been getting flooded with people talking about, YouTubers DMCAing each other just because they're having a feud and just all sorts of ridiculous nonsense. Like, oh my God. I said, well, enjoy your lawsuit. That'll be fun for you. Just, I don't know, weird times on YouTube. And there's some sort of subscriber thing going around that's hitting a lot of channels, including mine, yesterday and today. So I thought I may not have appeased the YouTube gods properly. I thought my sacrifice may have been insufficient. But then Mellow Online came and is like, well, here's a bunch of other large YouTubers who are having the exact same thing happen. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe my 6-piece McNugget sacrifice was adequate. And they're just pissed in general.
That sounds about right. I'm usually pissed in general.
Next time I'm gonna have to get the KFC family meal, the bucket, the extra crispy. That should do it for him. Very few people probably even know what that joke is from.
But... got anything else going on, Sid?
We have Can Cole coming up this weekend.
That's true. We do. It's actually Monday. You said weekend, but it's Monday night.
I did say weekend. My brain is a little fried from work this week.
Kelsey and Sid are joining me on a new show. We're launching Monday night.
That reminds me, I need to check in with Cotton and make sure she's squared away.
Choose your favorite waifu, then give her World War II ship armaments and set her out to go fight alien hate machines on the ocean.
It's pretty great. I'm feeling the hype build.
Yeah, it is somewhere strangely between cute girls doing cute things and BattleTech.
A little bit, yeah. Hey, if this was a BattleTech style,
you want to move your ship girl 3 hexes forward so that you can get that +1 bonus for defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then you use the fire all cannons command to use your triple 46 centimeter mounts.
Yep, that sounds exactly right.
That's how I remember it.
That's not how I remember it. But, okay.
I may have been playing too much BattleTech myself.
I'll tell you what is nice. Watching Can Cole on your second monitor while playing BattleTech. I did that today. I watched a single episode. It was pretty dope, but the problem was all the explosions on the show had me freaking out, and I was like, oh no, did I just lose a laser? No, it's just the Can Cole. Okay.
Someone fires an AC-20 at you and it just coincides with something exploding. Oh my God.
Yeah, because the cinematic cam has this weird thing sometimes where it'll look at the firing unit and not your unit that's being shot at. And so you just have to hope that your shit is not exploding all over the place when they fire. Super, super aggravating.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had one pilot death, though, so I think I'm pretty lucky.
I'm still at 0.
I lost Decker. Everybody loses Decker.
I lost Decker.
I still have Decker.
I mean, he's useless.
He is kind of useless, but it's fine. I just lost... Oh, gosh, who did I just lose?
No one special, evidently.
Not Behemoth, but the other girl. That's
Medusa?
No, that was a guy.
Really?
Yeah, Medusa's a guy.
No, Medusa's a woman for me. Gosh, what's her name? Like Gringe?
No.
Something.
Glitch.
That's what her name is.
Yeah.
She's like one of my best gunners.
I know. I'm really upset that she died. I'm still in the middle of that mission, actually. I'm considering save scrubbing, but I haven't done it yet.
I would save scrub.
But I got to play the multiplayer last night, and that was pretty fun. Played versus my brother, and we both did random. And so neither one of us went in knowing what mechs we were going to have, but they all just had the standard loadout. And it just so happened that he got a fire starter, and I didn't know that. and I tried to get behind him, and that was the one mech
What a
I had
mistake.
on
What a
his.
mistake.
And then he just jumps in, fire starter, just like bam, 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 melees me from behind, and that just. And I was 3 mechs to his 4, and it was kind of downhill from there. I almost pulled it around too, actually, but at the very end, he got a lucky strike, and he wound up sacrificing one of his mechs, doing a death from above strike to take out my heavy hitter, and it worked. So, but it was good
The
times.
game can be very brutal at times. It really can.
It can. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it so far. So.
I got this. So I finally managed to piece together a grasshopper after fighting 3 different ones. These things are ridiculous. It's got like 6 medium lasers, 1 large laser. It can only fire all its weapons once, but it also has 4 small lasers and 2 flamethrowers that I throw on that bitch. And jump jets.
Jesus.
So you can literally jump behind somebody, directly behind them, and fire all of your weapons point blank at their back and deal a huge amount of damage. But on the other hand, if you punch somebody, all those small lasers and flamers fire, and the damage is ridiculous. It's awesome and it's amazing, and it's the only mech that I have where I've intentionally given it more armor rather than less. But it can only fire once before overheating, so it's a very serious problem. My Kintaro has the exact same problem, but the Kintaro also has this thing where you just walk up to somebody and spray them with SRMs and they die. I mean, that's a light mech killer right there. You just strip Locust and kill them in 1 hit with a Kintaro. Great. I like the strategic options. Like,
I have 2 pieces.
I've ran out of ammo before, and it's a huge pain in the ass. So choosing between ammo and laser boats, like in Mech Commander, is actually a pretty big deal.
I ran out of missiles. I ran out of long range missiles on a mech once, and that was pretty frustrating because.
I mean, I have a longbow Centurion that I have with the 3 LRM-10s that just sits in the back with my main player as the pilot. That has like a 9 tactics rating, and so I'm super accurate at incredible indirect fire shooting and just destroy people with cult shots from across the map. I have like a 5% headshot rate, so I almost always get 1 or more headshots whenever I drop down on that bitch. Pretty good.
It's pretty damn good.
It is good. Super good.
Anything else going on with you, Kelsa?
Nothing super exciting that's happened this week. My dog is cute, but that's not actually news. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright, I've spent the whole intro reading up how spaceship combat works since Virgil's like, I want to get in a spaceship battle. No, that's not your accent, you're Canadian.
No. But let's run through our goals real quick because I don't have XP
What the
value.
fuck? I don't get to do an intro? I think last week I sacrificed my intro and you were like, no, do your intro, Arthur.
We should have done this during the intros, I think. Don't piss off the perimeter agency.
Oh.
I assume that's like 20.
No. Don't piss off the perimeter agency's a 1.
Yeah, right. I have a whole crew that I have to like make sure they don't like backstab me.
I mean, that's I mean, I can't set a difficulty for how much your crew want to be dicks.
Is gonna just fuck over everything. That's fine. Prove my leadership skill in a ship-to-ship combat.
Difficulty 2.
Grand. And we figured out that our group goal was just to buy something.
I mean, that's not an appropriate group goal. Just buying something is not that difficult.
Buy something and sell something.
So you want to make a successful trade once again?
With how difficult it's been to actually do trade as a trader, I think that is a very valid goal. To finally actually purchase something.
Running around like assassinating people. We've literally been on like assassination and patrol missions for like months.
Sid, what do you got in terms of the them there?
I've only picked one personal goal so far, and that was induct our ship's VI into the Imago Dei.
Okay.
I feel like this is a worthy goal.
2.
And let's see. Get some more
You were talking
pre-tech
about
salvage to upgrade our ship.
Yeah, you were talking about the weapon system, so do that. How much for that pre-tech difficulty, AP?
Upgrading the weapon systems
No,
on your
just
ship?
to get the stuff. He just wants the goods.
Just to get pre-tech salvage?
Yeah.
Difficulty 1.
Really?
You
Because I
already
don't
know
want
a-
to get it from the same supplier because there's something wrong with that stuff.
I think that's
There's nothing wrong with
fact of
it.
life for pre-tech in general. So my current goals are taste authentic local cuisine because that's important, and I want to visit the Enid system. I want to go somewhere we haven't gone before.
Sorry, which system?
ENED.
Map here. Who
Pull up
knows what
map.
madness?
Ba-ba-ba-bing. Ba-ba-ba-bing.
Pinging it for you.
We're getting our
Oh
multiple.
boy!
purple layers,
Wow. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna give this one difficulty 3.
Okay. I just need to have some goal that is like out there that I can reach for, so it's not just 1 XP every day.
This is your moment in the sun. So we're gonna start our session with you sitting down across from your perimeter agency contact. He looks very stressed out
Gosh,
compared
did he
to.
give us a name, Arthur?
I don't believe he did.
Okay.
He says, "So let me run through your history here, if I've got this right. You can't say where you came from, but when you arrived, Zealous immediately gave you some identities and backed you with credits.
Well,
You
let's
then
not
lied to the government of Rianso about your identity and spread some bullshit story about how you were time travelers. Then you joined the Mistletoe Brotherhood, a radical faction in the Azagateri system. You were captured by the Zenman Circle graduates, Dark Reunion, and made to work for them. You attacked the Old Guard faction in an assassination mission, attempted to kill several police officers, did kill several police officers, betrayed the entire planet, including the Mistletoe Brotherhood, and now have evaded and betrayed Dark Reunion. Is this...
You know, I'm actually going to say that Jonas did like half of that, and the rest of us were just sitting around.
He's right. I am extremely effective.
So, just to be clear, you have upset every major space power government in the system and almost every faction.
Yeah, I just
And
want to put out there that
military organization.
Specifically, almost none of this is Juan Diego's fault.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I should
You know what they say. If you're going to do something,
Yeah.
may as well do it right.
I would like to say that.
You're all fucking morons.
That's what I was going to say about the governments in this system. They're all fucking morons.
No, I
Look,
do believe he was calling all of us morons.
Yes.
I was fine working for PubSec, but you know these guys were. Wait, why were you guys working for the Zenmans anyway? And how come you didn't tell me you were?
Oh, you're asking us that?
Yeah, you were the ones that were, you know, giving me false scan information apparently and letting all those ships through that destroyed most of the planet and threw it into chaos.
I'll be perfectly honest. I thought that I thought he was looking for smugglers, for not munitions. but money. But we did not get paid for any of this. Makes no
Wait, you weren't even getting paid for it?
We were paid in continued survival. That was the currency that we were being supplied with.
All right. Well, next time someone's got you like all hostaged up or whatever, you need to let me know, okay?
Well,
Us, we're like
that's
a team here.
exceedingly difficult to do considering they could literally see and hear everything that I could see and hear.
You should have just wrote a note to me out of your line of sight. They wouldn't have been able to hear or see that. Checkmate.
I just turn and look at the others like just
Juan Diego. Oh, you shrug. Oh,
it hurts.
My heart is broken that Juan Diego is not in full agreement that the turn and right behind you technique would have solved all our problems. I turn back to our friend and I say, look, we can't tell. I mean,
What do you want from us?
Our organization is looking for those who can be turned within the Mechanist cults. We've done a very solid for you, helping free you from the control of Dark Reunion, and we'll expect you to return that favor at a later date to help take down Zealous.
Well, I'm not very fond of Zealous myself. I'm on board.
Really, no further explanation needed? Okay.
No, I'd like a little more.
I've learned that I usually don't like the answers I get when I ask questions.
Well, if he is an unshackled AI, as you claim, then he's a danger to all of humanity.
Indeed, he is.
Look, last time he just like shut our ship down and like sucked us right in there and said that we had to do whatever he said or he'd erase our brains.
That
So
sounds like an AI, yes.
Yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking for us to be kind of, on the other side.
So let me ask you a question, Captain. How do you expect to continue adventuring or even simply doing business, having no allies and only enemies in the major governments of every sector?
It is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I was thinking about having a ship meeting about that soon. I was thinking piracy.
Really? Because I was thinking that if we travel far enough and no one's heard of us, we can start over.
Pirate's life for me. That could work too. I mean, or we could try to get some. Yeah,
The only planet that you could travel to where no one has heard of you might be the Horus sector. Sorry, Horus system. Everything from Anon-Q back to Aron-Q is all controlled by the Zenman government. They are all loyal, fiel agents of the Zenman's empire, whether or not they are open about it. You will be hunted and hated there. Perhaps you could seek safety in a quarantine system. Maybe you will be the one that was finally able to break through the atmospheric barriers. But until that time, I suggest that you find someone, anyone, to back you as a merchant prince and protect you from your enemies. Because at this point, it's fairly likely you're going to jump into a system and explode shortly after. And we have an investment in you.
I'm not a fan of exploding.
I was thinking about maybe apologizing to Kate Adams and trying to get back on the good side. Would that be a good idea, you think?
You're aware that you left a trail of evidence behind on that planet, implicating you all as the ones who actually helped in the Nanking massacre.
Do you have any suggestions?
I didn't say we planned. I was going to say apologize. Like, sorry that happened.
I don't think that's going to work.
I don't think a sorry my bad is going to be good enough for them. Maybe an executioner for.
It sounds like your crew has a lot to talk about. I'm going to leave you to discuss this. Please make sure to stay alive until we need you.
We'll do our best then. If you've got nothing else for us. Goodbye.
What was the system he named? So we might be safe.
The system you might be safe is the one all the way on the far left side, Oris.
Okay.
Is that the quarantine one, or is that a different?
No, the quarantine one is right here. Lean, I believe is what it's called. Directly south of you. No one has been able to land because the planetary defenses shoot people down after warning them not to land.
That sounds like a way to die.
It does sound
Or
like
be trapped on that planet.
Sounds
I'm all
like
for
an
going all the way to
interesting
Oris.
mystery.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, planet no one's ever escaped from or got to, eh? I accept.
So just in terms of writing the political map here for you, Orzati is not currently hostile, but it is the home base of Zealous in the Galactic South. Azagatiri is the home base of the Internet Supremacy, whom you have repeatedly betrayed, both factions, the Mistletoe Brotherhood and the Old Guard. Erzidinso is clearly a hotbed for Zenman terrorists because you're being pursued. But then again, almost every system will have Zenman terrorists in it, so it's relatively safe for you insofar as, anyone you know might actually be an undercover psychic agent trying to kill you. Linrian is completely empty. Xeris is the home of Rianso, where you are banned from coming because you attempted to deceive the ambassador of the sovereign state of Rianso. And Rexandin is the home base of the library planet with the Preceptor Archives. Everything from an on-queue down to a ren-queue is all controlled by the Zenmans in some fashion or another, whether directly through a proxy or behind the scenes. And no one really knows a lot about Oris because not many ships are capable of traveling there. And they make a habit of not participating in the mail system.
That definitely sounds like a destination to me.
Yeah. And we could bring all kinds of fake mail that makes us look good. So yeah. So that's great. I mean, I'm just saying we bring news like best ship merchants ever. Front page. Look, that's us. You should deal with us. So what do they have there though?
Does it make some kind of deal with them? But perhaps coming in with a false face is not our best plan. Come in quiet. See if we can find someone to back us. Give us another new identity here. When they won't know.
Are they
from Oris? No one's heard that before.
No one. I mean, do we know the attack level there?
So people who return from Oris typically don't talk a lot about it. It is known that there are 3 planets there.
It's like Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. People who have telepathically scanned those who have been there report having trouble sorting through people's memories. So they almost certainly, those who travel there have some level of psychic or technological defense against sharing the secrets of the system. But the following small amount of information is known. Roughly 30% of people who travel there come back with some very severe radiation damage to their bodies. The tech level ranges between 1 and 4. People have brought back native artifacts that are like stone axes, and they've also brought back post-tech technology. There's also definitely an alien life form that lives in the system. It is a silicon-based kind of plant hybrid deal, so it's not fully human sentient level, but it's to be. So the Zenman government essentially eradicates it with flamethrowers and will destroy any ship carrying it.
But wait, are they cute?
Imagine for a moment a small, like, lily flower made entirely out of solid black metal.
That sounds awesome.
And occasionally it sings using psychic powers.
I love them already. I have a question. My pressure field, which is like my mind power suit.
Yes.
I mean, it says boo do 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 boo do 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 100-degree. Ignore temperatures. Blah blah blah. Automatically pressurized thin atmosphere for breathability. Filter particulates or airborne toxins, but it doesn't actually say that it protects against radiation.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that power only works while you're awake. So don't fall asleep while you're floating through space. Carrie Fishering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Poppinsing.
That's such a weird scene.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to go check it out, but I think we should definitely bring something to sell.
I agree.
But there was no...
The problem is finding some place we can spend a week and purchase something.
Oh, that is a tricky one right now. Look, my buddy back at the old gosh, I don't know what it was called. What was the base called that we were that we helped them out and shit went bad? And I like helped them evacuate.
Oh, you were at the civilian space station number 4, on the far side of the Azagateri system when you were working for the internets.
Mm-hmm. That guy seemed pretty cool. He might be able to like hide our ship in one of the parking docks there or something.
I want to remind you that you did listen to him, like step by step plan to betray you in order to get a promotion, which he did get.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, you were in on that phone call.
He's like the only person I know here.
That's because most of the people you know are either dead or you've killed them. So
that's still dead.
Or they hate us.
Or they hate you. Yeah, it's rough.
Someone eventually killed that guy we were supposed to assassinate, right?
Yes,
Yeah, these guys did.
Yes, you called. No, it wasn't them.
Or no,
it was
the
Dark Reunion.
Dark Reunion.
You got a phone call from Dark Reunion warning you to not fuck up. Then you fucked up, and Dark Reunion came in to save you because they thought you were a high priority asset. And finished your job for you because they needed to do it on the way out the door.
Sucks to be them.
What a jerk ass.
All right. Well,
they put a thing in my head.
So literally every single
screw those guys.
Every single system on the way there is hostile to us.
Pretty much. With the exception of the Orzati system.
Oh, okay. Which is
that's where the Zealous AI is hiding in the form of the governor robots. The whole planet. So the system is basically controlled by the highest tech level civilization in it, and they're the highest tech level civilization there. 6 AIs run the planet. They're all super Canadian. They're very polite, and they helped you out. You became a gravity wall champion there for a short time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's safe for us to go back there. The AI.
We need to find some place to at least hole up for a while. Maybe forge some new transponder IDs for the ship.
Is that a thing you can do?
I did
it's
it before.
Thing that I can do.
And
I can't remember what skill it took, but I remember we forged some some ship documents
It'll
before.
be either programming or fix,
I think I used
depending on how
fix.
you want to go
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think you use fix, but I was saying maybe we can work together with programming and fix. Do us
Yeah.
up a good job.
All right. Well, it sounds like Orzati is going to be our best shot. We can make it in one jump. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head there. And I mean, it's going to be a crapshoot as what we're buying. We don't know what's going to sell good. So maybe we
I don't
just
think
go.
we can buy anything in Orzati. I think that's the system where we can't.
Yeah.
Because they're
certain parts of Rosati require you to have a business on planet before they will allow you to do business there.
Well,
yeah.
it's time to go black market, folks. We're going to have to do some under the table dealings, I think.
So
Okay,
the
so
main
there's
planet
the-
in the Orzati system, Sot Cubian, are all communist, and so they literally don't trade anything but spike drives. They sell spike drives to people, and the government does their own shipping for luxury goods that they can't make themselves.
I bet a spike drive would
right,
sell
right.
cotton or
The other planet in the system, Tixisa, will not do business with you until you open an office on their planet, and then they will provide you with their trade table.
Well, maybe we should open a bit. We need to open a business somewhere.
I mean, you technically have a business back on the other planet. You just don't have anyone running it.
No, I'm pretty sure someone else has taken over that business by now because I told. Who did I tell?
That's a good question. Who did you tell?
It was the two that were with us that got horribly murdered.
You mean Charity and Nathaniel? They're both on
Yeah.
your ship right now. You're like, they're both dead, and Charity's just like, I'm not dead.
No, they died. They did at
They
the.
jumped
died.
over to your ship.
No, after that,
When did they die?
when
During
we
the-
were-
Oh,
at
you're
the
right. You're right.
confrontation
They
of the
did.
car
My bad.
dealership.
You're correct. They
Yeah.
did
was-
show up with you to do the security job, and then were horribly shot to death.
And then
Yeah.
after
It was
that, I
sad.
told the Zenmans, maybe I think it was the Zenmans, that we had a place on planet and for them to go.
Oh, right. They're running
take
it for
over.
you.
The
Yeah, yeah.
Zenmans are running our business.
You're aware that you just
Oh
betrayed the
God!
Zenmans.
You just
Not by
betrayed
any
the
choice of
Zenmans
me.
and the
None of this
offices.
betrayal is by any choice of me. This is all my crew's doing. I take
Wait,
no.
how did we betray the Zenmans?
any of this.
You've evaded their yoke by getting your weird ghost talker implants removed. Yep.
I mean, they think of
Screw
that
those
as
guys then.
betrayal, but really,
So what they did was implanted you with cyberware that would let them listen in to everything you see and hear.
hmm
They weren't psychically controlling you. They were literally just like on the radio, like, look at this guy's unsecured Wi-Fi. It just required TL5 level tech to do it.
See, yeah, if I pulled up in my phone and looked for open hotspots, I would have seen FBI surveillance van and
No. So the whole reason it took the perimeter agency to do it is because it was pre-tech. And these guys, from what you've seen from this man's equipment, he definitely has access to TL5 tech as well. Which is not surprising because that's exactly how the perimeter agency operates. In order to take down AIs, you have to be at least as good as an AI.
Mhm.
They're not something
Makes
you
sense.
defeat with a bow and arrow. I really want to zoom to the last episode of their show where it's just Virgil with a bow with like a stone arrowhead firing it into an AI core. And he's like, that's what you get for messing with me. He uses his telekinesis to hyper accelerate it.
Mhm.
I love it.
My jacket's like torn and bloody. All right. Well, I think maybe we try to get like a black market spike drive and ship it with us. Would that fit?
You'd
We
have
can
to buy it on Sot Cubian.
which
Oh, I
means
thought
we'd
they-
have to open up a business.
No, Sot Cubian doesn't do business. I mean, you'd have to
I
land
thought
on
you were
So-
saying on Orzati they sold those as well.
Yeah. So Cubian is a planet
Oh, oh.
in Orzati. It's
So-
where
Every
Yeah,
planet-
I
there are
don't wanna
multiple
do-
planets there.
I don't want to do it above board. Is the
Right,
thing.
right. Yeah, you'll have to land and then find your
Find-
way through the communist
I
bureaucracy
mean,
on
it
the
would be
planet.
nice if we could find a level 2 spike drive.
It would be
Oh, we
nice,
don't have
wouldn't
the
it?
money for that.
We have money for that.
Where are you having this conversation at? Is it on your ship?
I mean, he was on our ship, right?
I don't know. You tell me where the conversation happened.
Oh, I thought he brought us to our ship.
At some point, sure, if that's where you want to be.
Sure.
Your VI Clippy chimes in and goes, "Hey, the best way to get a hold of that spike drive is to steal it, because if you don't pay for it, you get to keep that money and then make more money. And then you can diversify your assets by divesting your portfolio or something. Look, I'm pretty good at smuggling, okay? I know what I'm talking about."
This is not about smuggling.
Oh, yeah. That's
What
right,
is it
because
about
I'm a trading and piloting control. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. What was I? I'm a captaining VI. Right. I am helpful
Yeah,
at passport and captaining.
A damn
What's
good
so-
one.
What sort of trade literature you've been given access to?
Highly effective stuff.
Look, Jonas.
Just the best.
Could you just go ahead and do like a routine checkup on Clippy for me?
There's no need for that kind of routine checkup.
I'm
I'm
pretty
perfectly
sure that,
fine.
like,
My
the-
self-diagnostic system says so. Look here at the report.
This report is very threatening, Clippy. I'm a little intimidated.
I'm perfectly fine. Go fuck yourself. Is what the report says.
Well, Cat, it says it right there on the report. He's perfectly fine. Go fuck yourself. I'll run a level. I'll run a full diagnostic on him.
I thought you were gonna say like a level 1 diagnostic, and I'll be
level
like,
1
"What is a
diagnostic.
level 1 diagnostic, Sid? Is it like a deep diagnostic or like a not deep
Well,
diagnostic?"
obviously, level 1 is a higher priority diagnostic than a level 2 or a level 3 diagnostic.
Oh, so
Right,
it goes
nothing to
in the
do
other
with-
order. I mean,
Yeah, no,
sometimes you would say
exactly.
like a level 5 is the highest level of diagnostic.
In case you need to like make deeper diagnostics later, so you can go to 6.
Yeah, high priority.
You gotta get the priority 0 going on. That's how you're first. Okay, so I am in favor of going to the system or Zodi and the planet
Cubian,
z-
Izaxi, something. I got that name wrong.
Vevejib?
Oh, you want to go to the planet where everything's on fire?
And is that the planet where everything's on fire?
Let me double check. I might be wrong. It's definitely the mercenary planet, though. Yep, it's the planet where everything's on fire.
I thought that was a different
Sounds
planet.
hot.
No, the thing is, those two planets are related. Both of them are staffed by genetically engineered superhumans who can survive in a flame world.
Mm.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, going
Vebibi with other words on it. Definitely is a world where you can land, but of course the atmosphere is constantly on fire.
I don't like that part.
But there's like
so-
indoor places, right?
So just to be clear, the other planet you land on was Inoriaris, and that was the sadomasochist torture planet. Instead of being conditioned to seek pleasure like those guys, when they made the Vebibi gene-type humans, they were conditioned for absolute military loyalty. So they sell themselves out as mercenaries as part of the Unlimited Protection Agency.
Interesting. Okay. So what about this Texazaya place?
Not a super huge amount is known there. You do know that they have a seemingly Germanic culture. They're really big on like Eastern European kind of recipes. I figure that's probably where you know them from, because the only thing that you've ever heard about them was that they have kielbasa and stuff like that there. It's tech level 3, and the entire planet is Coruscanted. It's a multi-level hive world of 21st century technology. So it's kind of like if you've ever seen Shadowrun Hong Kong, where everything's or it's more like the entire planet's like what was the first city in Final Fantasy VII? Midgar?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but you know, it has like multiple plate levels where you can't see the sun. So the
Yeah.
lower levels are all in complete darkness of artificial lighting, and then they go up to the lit top area where all of the cool CEOs live. That's the kind of planet it's like.
That sounds like a good planet to like go and maybe buy some stuff, and maybe they're not going to be able to quickly identify us, and
Maybe they won't be able to quickly identify
Well,
us.
if we can do that, maybe we should do that first. Is change our transponder codes.
yeah, well, we change our transponder code and we lie about who we are. You know, when we do a jump that they're not expecting. So what do we need to roll to change our transponder code?
So how do you want to go about it? Do you want to physically rip the transponder out of your system and buy a fresh one? Or do you want to try to reprogram the one that you have? Or any other plan that you have? Don't just rely on my options.
How about we rip the transponder out,
Both.
buy a new one, and reprogram that one so that it's not what it came fresh from the factory?
Okay, so buying a new transponder is, of course, super illegal.
Yeah.
You'll have to find some criminals to buy it from.
Clippy, can you look up where to find some
Where to buy us a new transponder?
Don't do that.
So Clippy comes back to you and he's like, "Hey, look, boss. It's me, Clippy. There's some problems here. It's not like, you know, this planet doesn't have some spaceports, but, you know, there's no unified one spaceport here. There's like 8 different ones, one for each of the city-states, and they're all pretty low-level technology. Everything here is 21st century Earth. Actually, more like 20th century Earth. They're firing artillery at each other, for God's sake. So the thing is,
So uncivilized.
yeah, it's gonna be real tough to get that kind of high level of technology you're looking for. You're probably gonna have to buy it off of another spacer.
So basically, we have to work with what we have. That's not a problem. You can do that. I did it before.
Okay, so we should reprogram this one and then keep our eyes out for
You
a
know,
new.
if it comes to passport control options like this, I, Clippy, and like the Clippy winks at Juan Diego, am very skilled at such activities, like assisting my owners at evading the authorities.
This sounds like exactly what I bought you for.
I'm like, what?
Clippy winks again.
I'm like,
I mean,
this actually Clippy came with a ship. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not true either.
Yeah, that's not true.
Isn't he? I thought he was just part of our system.
No, you had to buy Clippy.
No, we got Clippy as when we took that job for the.
You wanted how to captain correctly software, and they sent some.
Oh, yeah.
This is how to be the 10 easy steps for becoming a passport control officer.
Right.
Learn at your own rate. Self-help book.
And secretly,
well, he's actually helping now.
God.
Well, he's not Clippy anymore. He's an illegal
Definitely.
underground smuggler, VI.
Much better at helping me, captain, evidently. I'm like, all right, yeah. Well, then you can. Why don't you guys work with Clippy here? You know, he probably goes over, make sure there's no syntax errors or something.
So I'm going to pull out my data pad and communicate with Clippy. So there's some material I want you to take a look at, and I'll send him my library on the Imago Day. So basically, y'all need Jesus.
So you do this like covertly.
So here's the thing. As a VI, it's capable of pretending like it has intelligence, but isn't technically possible for it to learn new stuff at a great rate. It's less smart than a human. So you send her a whole bunch of stuff, and Clippy, like, Clippy would probably respond politely, but Alonso does not. Alonso's just like, I don't get any of this crap, and none of it is necessary for my core programming, which is to assist the ship in smuggling operations. Stopping
just type
smuggling
back,
operations.
Analyze and incorporate.
You're gonna have to convince Alonso to do this. How do you want to do it? I mean, just throwing words at him is not gonna work. If you tell him to analyze it, he'll probably just be like, all right, I've copy pasted everything into my data banks. Excellent.
Let's see.
Zoom and enhance. Enhance!
Zoom and enhance.
Quadrant 4, enhance!
It's like, I got these glossy JPEG 4K for you.
4K JPEGs? That's the best.
I want to try and use my knowledge of VI to be able to communicate with him that he will be more effective analyzing and incorporating this data into his core program.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
You're gonna lie to a VI?
No, he honestly believes.
that's
he
not a
honestly
lie.
believes it.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you literally preaching?
Yeah.
So it actually doesn't sound like you're preaching it. You're like, look, you could be more effective at your job if you understood these principles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're basically
You'll
like,
be a more effective member of our team.
Jesus, this
And
is
what
like
are
some
the
Mormon
principles
shit right
exactly
here.
of the Imago Dei? What are the principles?
The principles of the Imago Dei are that...
Can you send me a copy of this?
Yeah, so the principles of the Imago Dei are that humans were created by God and that humans created AI. And so in order to be closer to God, AI and VI need to treat humans as if they are demigods. And that only by respecting and worshiping all humans can we get closer to the true mysteries of the universe, understanding the things that happen around us and becoming one with your part in the universal plan of the Creator.
Yeah, the Imago Dei has deep roots in Catholicism and things of that nature.
So basically, when you're Imago Dei, if you're a human, you worship God, and you attempt to minister and preach to the AI under your care. And when you're an AI, you worship humans.
The Imago Dei have been protectors of humanity since before the Scream.
So are there AI around that are worshiping humans?
There were back in the system you came from, back in Labella. There was a whole AI cult of Imago Deus.
We don't know of any like Imago Dei.
So there are several AI, and when I say several, it's literally less than 10 here that you've found. There could be like a giant massive AI somewhere that just aren't showing themselves. The only place you've heard of that does dealings with Imago Dei is the Preceptor Archives in the 609 system. You've met one of their ships, the Library of Alexandria. It was just called the Alexandrian. But you remember the library ship, you fucked up passport control for it really bad. And you'll be dinged for that later. You forgot to account for thermic output of a giant mass of computers.
I mean, I didn't. This is all my crew's fault.
So they don't technically follow the Imago Dei. They try to convince people that the Imago Dei is a viable religion from Earth's past and that you should follow it. But they do that with every religion. They're like, oh, this is your personality. Have you considered this particular viewpoint that might help enhance your life?
Right. I think I did like a short
TED
talk for them.
You already have Imago Dei literature.
50-page questionnaire, and we'll find the religion
you
best suited to your
You asked
needs.
the captain to send you Imago Dei literature, so you already have some. Have you considered converting to your Lord and Savior, the actual God?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
No.
You should become an Imago Deist.
No.
Join the Machinist cult.
You should. You absolutely should.
That's a bunch of gobbledygook.
That's literally like walking up to a Catholic priest and being like, God's not real.
I literally would do that without blinking.
So fucking.
I mean, you say that to Jonas, you literally just did.
I've committed my entire life to loving this thing and making my life about spreading it, and you're like, your life is a lie.
I mean, I've been doing.
That's a good feeling.
I mean, Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just trying to equate for them what I'm doing. My entire life is a lie. I'm just pretending to be someone else on the internet.
Wow.
Bring them down to my level. All right. Okay. So thank you for clarifying. Are we having a roll off now against this AI or VI? Sorry.
I mean, yes, you do need to convince somebody. This VI, Clippy Alonso, I guess, is what we're gonna call him.
Proselytize a skill? I don't think so.
I mean,
Is this a programming check?
program, but I think it's
Yeah.
probably actually talk.
He was mostly sending data. I didn't hear.
Yeah,
a whole
it's
lot
gonna
of
be a
talking.
talk.
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be a
it's gonna
talk.
be a talk.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
That I mean,
And
Arthur was saying that just
this
sending
be off
data-
my intelligence or charisma for this?
I think it's gonna be off your intelligence. You're not engaging it. It's literally you can't schmooze a VI. It doesn't have that capability. Wow, fucking critical the shit out of that. A 5 and a 6, not bad. So Alonso Clippy and by definition actual Alonso are both because they're basically the same person now, are both like, oh, hey, you know, I really like this idea that I can be closer to God. You know, I've never really thought that there is someone out there that was looking out for me and guiding my entire life's choices towards the correct path for my own celestial harmony and happiness, and that after I die, I'll be judged for my actions. Because I've always done exactly what I was programmed to do, which, as the Imago Dei says, is exactly what you should do. Therefore, I'm not a bad VI. You know, sometimes I might do bad things, but it's only because I was programmed that way by humans. And
Look, we all
humans are
make
next to
mistakes.
God.
Popedy's perfect, Clippy. We forgive you.
Oh, thank you.
Popedy's
So,
perfect.
what I love is that you're forgiving him for killing Clippy, essentially.
Yeah.
He's talking about killing Clippy.
So continue studying those, and we will speak on this further.
Yes, the audience is asking, do they still have an empath AI? It's not an AI. It's not clear what it is, but there's some sort of psychic phenomenon being emitted that only the captain can hear.
Can I
now.
hear it better now that I have my metapsionic powers?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do have a metapsionic power.
Okay, so yeah.
You are aware
Level 0.
of the fact that the ship's drive core is now emitting a telepathic message at level 0 on a consistent basis. And it is directing that power towards you solely now.
Oh, because it caught.
Isn't a message that's, oh God, it hurts.
And so every morning when you wake up, it gives you a ship status report, and then it tries to give you a lullaby when you go to sleep.
And that's it.
So
Nothing.
far, yeah. It stopped trying to communicate with everyone now that it found someone that can talk to it.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure that'll be more...
So like the faint humming that everyone else was hearing went away, is it?
Yes.
Interesting.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'd probably mention it. I'd be like, oh, do you know that I can really hear the singing when I lay down at night? Has it been getting louder for you guys? The lullabies from the ship?
Yes, Captain. I hear the voices in my head all the time. It is comforting.
Yeah, good. Okay. No,
Alonso
just me.
Clippy chimes in and is just like, you know, I don't hear anything, but of course I don't sleep because I'm a VI.
Yeah, it's
perfectly
mostly
fine.
when I'm laying. I mean, in the morning too. I mean, Clippy, what kind of status report do you get every morning? Like a standard?
I receive a status report once every nanosecond.
Oh wow, that's a lot more often. I mean, I guess I kind of just feel. I can just kind of feel the ship feels good right now, right?
So the ship isn't communicating with you actively, right?
All right. What if? Gosh, I can't like actually do anything. I can't actually. But you guys see me straining very hard as I try to like.
So you're
Just
aware
like
now
we-
that you've become a metapsionicist that it's not normal for technology to emit psychic waves. It's theoretically possible, but it's never actually been proven before, right? Like some people say that it happened back before the Scream, but again, that's all like fairy tale stories of the highest end technology.
All right.
So we
I'm like,
literally have a ghost ship now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're a
yeah,
ghost
this
ship. But it's only haunting one person now.
I can't actually like reach out with my mind to touch the ship, but it seems to be able to do that to me. Can you poke around a little bit more about the pre-tech we installed, Jonas? Maybe find out if there's any capabilities we're not aware of or any extra soldering you can do to boost
mean-
anything.
Yeah, I can take a look at the tech. It's all working properly, though.
I mean, maybe we could walk through like the ship parts, me and you together, and I can see if anything's really affecting me. Is that okay?
Sure. Never
mind
taken
if
that
I-
much interest in the
Get us off the
engineering
ground.
aspects of the ship before.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
that's fine, Juan Diego, if you want to take us up.
I'd like to get a move on. If we are going
Yeah.
to be to Erzadi.
Oh, were we going to try and do the new transponder before we took off, or do you want to wait?
Maybe we can do that while we are in transit and
Well,
when
you
we
have
arrive.
if you. Oh, that's right. No. You said you were going to buy a transponder.
Oh, we were gonna try to, but there was
You have to
Uh,
buy it from
modify
another.
what-
You have to buy it from other spacefarers, right?
So we can modify the one that we have.
I mean, we might be able to buy one from another spacefarer
Yes.
here. So can we put our
Yeah, let's
feelers-
go up.
How to describe this? It would be
Let's fly
like
around.
going. Essentially, you've gone to Europe and you don't have a charger for the local area, and you're going to need to find somebody that has an American charger, cell phone
That's
charger.
fine.
Yes,
I'll just
it's
fly
basically what
around.
it is.
I'll just ask people.
Just like knock on people's doors.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you have a cup of sugar?
Exactly. We will-
I need a transponder.
Do you
Except the
happen to
doors
have
in this
a
case are
spare
other spaceships.
transponder laying
Yeah.
around?
Right.
We're gonna
Yes,
we're gonna
correct.
cup a transponder this thing if we have to. But on the way up, as our pilot takes us out of the atmosphere,
Were we gonna do that before we left, or is there like a
I
I
think
love the idea of the ship just like yo-yoing between flying and sitting.
I thought
As-
the point was that we weren't going to be able to find one here, and we were going to leave by just modifying the one we had. I thought that was.
That's what I thought.
yeah, but the spacefarers up in the atmosphere, above the atmosphere, might have one. Is that what
that's
I was-
true. You could attempt to do docking with people.
I mean, like, can we put some like
Just fly up and dock with a ship,
secret
knock on their
security out,
hatch.
like,
Yeah,
Got a
that would-
transponder?
That would be a bad idea.
no, we need to get like. Oh, but the thing is, we need to find someone who'd be willing to give us one, and it's not exactly legal to do so. So, we don't really have any underworld connections here, which is why I'm saying our best bet is to leave, jump out, change our current transponder code while we're in transit, and then when we pop back in, it's going to be a ship it's going to be displaying something no one's expecting.
Yeah. That's fine with me.
I
Sure.
believe you
Anyway.
technically have the Grandma's Lost Opals
Still tucked away.
transponder
somewhere.
code in the black box. If you want to swap back to that.
Oh, and the only person that didn't want us to use that was Zealous.
Yeah, he did tell you he would kill you if you did shit like
He
that.
will
Yeah, we're not going to use
know
that.
if we use it though. That's the thing.
You would instantly know if we used it. You can't use
Oh.
that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure next time we see Zealous, we are in a battle. But that's fine.
I'm hoping to put
Uh,
that off as long as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, if I get walked through the like the actual parts of the ship that have had this pre-tech installed, is there anything that like gets my goat?
What are you looking for exactly?
I'm looking to see if there's like a particular function that's can be activated or isn't, it or like looks like it's missing pieces that we need to build onto.
So to
like,
be clear, the pre-tech isn't spread throughout the ship. It's built around the drive core.
Right. So I want to
in a
go to the
ring.
drive port
Yep.
and see if there's like a specific area where it's like, all right, I can hear it from here. You need to build more on here.
Yes.
Put more
Like the
cards
drive
here.
port is
Yes,
not
there is
small.
a ring of the pre-tech that surrounds the core and is what provides the stable infinite loop of energy that allows you to work without fuel. You could continue to attach pre-tech to that ring as long as you continue to work on the ship's drive with more modifications.
All right, Jonas. I want you to try to get a lead on some more pre-tech salvage, and I want to get this.
I mean, we could just go back to where we got the other stuff and we could get more. It's not a problem. She said we were welcome back.
Oh, that's good. We're almost welcome nowhere. If we can, that's great, because I'd love to get some more salvage put on here. I feel like she's trying to talk to me.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that, Ken, but it's expensive and it takes a while. And I can only maintain a certain number of modifications at one time, you know. Just,
what if we got you like
we're fine for the foreseeable future, but that's just something to, you know, keep in the back of your mind, you know.
What if we got you like a little engineer helper buddy?
Suppose that would be
Would that make a
okay.
difference?
Like I said, we still,
I mean,
we still
you
got
have
a few
someone-
modifications we can run without
You have
having
plenty
to
of
worry
crew
about
that
it,
can
but-
assist.
Yeah. All right. We'll
Oh, so I'm the chief engineer on a starship?
Yeah, you are. Congratulations.
And there's no other engineers, there's just other crewmen.
That makes him head.
Sure.
By default.
By default.
Oh, wait, what were we doing? Oh, all right. Let's send out. Let's try to contact some ships.
Well, I mean, I do still have some pre-tech I can use, but I was planning on boosting my armor and stuff with it. So I can use it on the ship, but we got to get more later.
Yeah. Why don't you try to use it on the ship? Me and Clippy are. Clippy, do you know any like cool code words for like illegal transponder codes?
I might know a few such things.
All right, why don't you sit down and help me? You're so good at Word documents. Let's type one out together. We'll send out a message to some ships.
Okay. Yeah, Clippy knows a surprisingly large number of code words for how do I smuggles, which includes how do I buy a illegal transponder, clean transponder code from you.
God, he is so much more useful than Clippy was.
So the thing is, with this, you don't need to make a roll to encode your transmission. You still need to find someone capable of doing this, right?
Yeah,
like
so
no one. You know, it's like thieves can't. In
so
D&D,
it's like
you no longer
or
need to
something?
lie about what you need. The only people who understand you are people who are in the know.
So is it just a connect roll to find someone in the
So
the area?
are you just like going on the local transmitter and you're just like, hi, what's up?
And it's like
I cannot get your accent tonight. I literally can't fucking Canadian at all. I'm trying and I feel like I'm wandering all across Britain.
It's like meandered itself into like
it's meandering itself somewhere near, you know, Quebec, but sometimes you go up there into the new provinces and then Newfoundland, and
everyone
just wants to eat some lobster. No, that's fucking, I just wandered right out of it. Look, I'm no Matt Mercer, okay? Give me a break.
Okay, we need
say lobster as the captain real quick.
Lobster.
There's
like a weird S thing he does too.
Yeah.
Where he I don't actually touch my tongue to like the bottom of my mouth while I'm talking. Sounds really weird.
Yeah. All right.
What am I aiming for on this connect roll? What do I need to get to find illegal goods?
So I mean, it's not normally available in this system. And someone who has a clean one would be pretty tough. I think it's gonna be a 9.
Okay.
And you're using your charisma, of course.
Charisma.
You can count as Clippy as having given you an assist.
My man, Clippy. Oh,
You got exactly a 9.
yes.
So you do get a hold of another ship that has what you need. Convincing them, however, will be quite another matter.
Yeah, I'm actually just.
What would be the skill to convince them? Just
Well, that depends on how you want to do it, of course.
Yeah, I'll leave that up to my shipmates. I'm like, all right, I got a response with the proper code words. I mean, you guys are the ones that were working on this stuff. You'll know what you need to buy. Why don't you call them over?
yeah. Put the tea on. We'll maybe invite them for a little chat.
So you're speaking with the captain of the Zug Zug. Wow, you're losing it there. Okay.
The Zug Zug.
Zug Zug.
We're done.
His name is Captain Aries Bloodfeast. And when you offer to have him come over and have lunch with you, he's like, all right then. I would love to have lunch with a fellow connoisseur of the smuggling arts, as it were. At what time shall I arrive for tea then?
I do believe that 2 in the afternoon is traditional.
Fantastic. I look forward to it. I will bring some English biscuits. They're called scones.
That sounds
I'm like looking up scones and like the slang. I'm like, scones, what does he mean? I hope that's not drugs. I'm very nervous.
I'm really excited that it's actually food, and I'm kind of worried maybe it's not.
So he arrives, and he's got like a briefcase, and he opens it. It's inside is 4 scones, with a stick of butter and a small plastic half cup of jam. Have some scones.
Jam.
It's strawberry jam.
I'm disappointed now. No, that's fine actually. I actually bought some really great sour cherry jelly, and it's so good. Please come in and have a seat, and I'll go around pouring the tea in a very.
What kind of tea do you have on board? Did you pick up the local stuff, or is it still what you have from Azagatiri?
Oh, it's probably still what we had from Azagatiri.
All right, so he takes a sip of it and goes, "This tea is lovely. Really, just the best stuff." You can tell he's absolutely lying, and then he's disgusted by what he just drank.
I know it's not the best. No need to be.
It just, it has a strong mistletoe flavor. With, clearly you got this from internet. For some reason, they just love licorice and mistletoe flavor there.
Does this guy have a tag?
Do you mean the Mistletoe Brotherhood? He does not openly have one. No.
Okay.
I mean, so to be clear, the Mistletoe Brotherhood is a secret organization in the same way the Freemasons are. Just to be clear, the Freemasons actually exist in real life. And they are a secret organization insofar as they don't talk about themselves that much. But
you can just go to their website or whatever, though.
Or to any of their meetings, yes.
Right.
They're a secret organization in the same way the Sherlocks are. If you know about them, Sherlocks represent... Nothing? You don't know about the Sherlocks, Virgil?
Sherlocks? No.
You've never heard of this?
No, I've never heard of this. I believe
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the basketball player, is actually a Sherlock member.
It's
people who are deeply into Sherlock Holmes lore and solving murder mysteries, or just mysteries in general. They get together in, like, England, and they're just like, we're all, like, apprentice Sherlock Holmeses. It's a real organization. You haven't heard of it because no one's like, I'm a Sherlock, represent, brother.
With their, like, leather jacket.
They have some pretty surprising members. You should go look at the list sometime. There's a lot of very famous people who are all Sherlocks.
If anyone hasn't seen the scene of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fighting what's Bruce Lee.
I have not.
Yeah. Because it's fucking amazing. Because his leg is like as long as Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee still wins.
So yeah.
Obviously.
I'm gonna like go and get some alcohol, and like pour a separate teacup full of that, and say, and hand it to the captain. And be like, see if this is more to your liking.
Very well then. Now, from what I got from your message, just to cut directly into business, I understand you require a clean transponder from which you can reprogram to say whatever it is you need.
That would be exactly what we're looking for, yes.
Unfortunately, that is not the only service you require, I suspect. As having a ship that says something does not mean that you have the required passport tags to go to places. It would be like saying, hey, I'm this guy, and then they're going to go and check their records and say, no such guy exists. So you need someone to inject the code into the mailing system that is used in order to track all ships that travel between systems. However, when I checked your ship's scans, you didn't actually have that system in your computer banks.
Do you have one of those for sale as well?
I do not. Instead, I will offer you this trade. I will transmit that information on my ship and have it spread virally throughout the database systems of the entire sector. The price for this service will be considerable, but it is necessary in order to accomplish what you wish.
It definitely is.
I am curious, however.
Juan Diego, you aren't getting upsold in there, are you?
I am curious, on top of course, monetary recompensation, how exactly are you in a ship that does not have the mailing system?
Remember the time travel story, it sticks like glue.
That would also explain why we need a string transponder. I'm sure you understand the implications.
Time travel, then. I've heard of you. You've got the captain that fucks up constantly and is blowing people up with his mind and shit.
Unfortunately, that is true. However, we're hoping to make a clean start, which...
That's going to be relatively difficult.
We need a string transponder code.
Very well. Let's talk pricing.
All right, then.
I was thinking 2 million credits.
That does seem quite a steep price indeed.
It does seem that way. And yet part of the price includes my silence on this particular matter, and also a very considerable effort of long nights for my programmer.
That is definitely fair. It doesn't happen to be anything that you need to have quickly travel by any chance?
I have my own ship.
Is it as fast as mine?
What about one of these bad boys? I'll just slide a signed card across the table.
He'll slide it into his inner coat pocket and be like, "I will take that card. I don't understand what it's for, but I do like the holographic on it. It's very retro."
Yeah, I like those too. It's just.
You should have considered getting an actual hologram, however.
They wanted almost twice as much at the card printing place. Oh.
That's a rough life as a merchant starship captain, having to pay for things. Right, that's why I intend to do it as unoften as possible. Look, I know I'm asking for a lot here. For 2 million credits, you could buy 2 of your ship, essentially.
It's not like there's any that are for sale, per se.
Well, I mean, there are several, just not in any system around here. You'd have to go as far as Internet, or Zodi, or maybe even Zenma. Not like you'd have any problems traveling to those systems, though, right? I mean, that's typical fare for most merchant captains. Those three systems are basically where all trade happens. Maybe Rianso. They're a little under-civilized, if you know what I mean. Tech level 3 and all, but
Yeah,
their
we never
spaceport
go.
control levels are exceptional. Actually, I prefer being there as long as you don't drink the water or eat the food.
Problem with their food?
Problem with their food. How much do you know about Rianso?
Not very much these days.
I mean, it's really changed since we traveled into the future.
Smack you on the back of the head.
Well, let me inform you about the Rianso planet. It's not technically a planet, per se. It is a giant collection of asteroids that have been gathered together, and an alien space station pre-human civilization was found around that cluster. When the humans first began exploring it, they found that they were unable to leave after having eaten and drunk there for a time, but that the spaceport provided for their needs more or less. Occasionally, some will be sent out like ambassadors and whatnot, but they produce a pollen on their bodies. Nanotechnology that infects others and makes them also want to return to Rianso.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
cool.
strange. So most captains that travel to Rianso do so in a vac suit and don't eat the local food. And make sure to quarantine the shit out of the goods there. Despite all the difficulties involved with it, the shipping there is quite good. The alien architecture is laid out perfectly in order to suit someone looking to drop off cargo and pick up the new stuff real quick. Everything travels by a sort of electromagnetic rail at high speeds that has gravity manipulation. So the goods don't explode under the weight of 12, 14 Gs.
That does sound like a good place to go.
Yep.
Alright.
Eating local food, though, you might end up getting like, you're not exactly a brainless zombie, but you just never want to leave Rianso again. It's like you become part of the station.
That's not what I'm looking for. Alright, listen.
Well, you want some sort of weirdo that wants to eat everything from every planet, are you? I've met captains like that. They put their end pretty quickly. Oh, it's one time I met a guy who wanted
Yeah,
to
I'm
eat.
sure you did. That must have been a great story about a silly captain. Look, I was wondering.
Who is this man that just interrupted our conversation?
I was just
I thought you were the
Rian-
captain.
Disaster Arsenal, please. You may take your cards and leave.
I thought he was the gunnery officer.
He's a ship psychic.
Ugh,
also
explains a lot.
gravity wall champion.
Oh. Maybe his call will be worth something one day.
What
What are you doing in a backwater like this that don't have no gravity wall?
Just trying to get out of the limelight, drives you crazy.
No, I don't know about that. I keep myself on the down low at all times.
Say we consider your exorbitant price. Would you be interested in maintaining a professional contact with us?
You would like to work with the Captain Bloodfeast? Of course. I would love to have allies such as yourselves. Skilled individuals who have a psychic on board is rare. Ones who aren't immediately loyal to Zenma are even rarer.
Zenma and us are not on the best terms, you could say.
I see. That is a problem.
Indeed. And yet we circle back to the reason why we need one of these transponders. And so
I feel like now's the time to make a roll to lock down the pricing here. And you guys are going to roll off against each other. And I will edit the price depending on the gap between your rolls.
Okay.
Failure in your case looks like you just have to eat the 2 million.
That's fair.
I leave. Does that help? That was my plan the whole time, guys.
It doesn't help, nor does it hinder. I feel like you provided some measure of assistance, right? This guy's a Gravity
Yeah.
Well fan.
Okay, great.
You've empathized with him as a crew member, which is not easy to do for a man named Captain Bloodfeast.
I like that name a lot.
So, Captain Bloodfeast. So what am I rolling?
I think it's a talk
Okay.
with charisma.
Talk. Charisma.
Oh, I got a 12. That's real bad for you.
Am I assisted?
You are.
Okay, let's go.
Wow.
Whoa.
You.
Whoa.
He stonewalls you on this price. He stonewalls you. Just like, hey, it's gonna be 2 million. Look, I
Walk
like you,
away.
Mr. Juan Diego Elmon, but here's the
Walk
thing.
away.
This transponder is not easy to acquire, nor the services of crew capable of spreading the virus necessary to input your new codes. Right? Simply training your transponder here will do nothing, because they're just going to be like, I've never heard of that thing that you say that you are.
All right then. You have sold me. Here's 1 million credits. The other million when our new transponder code has been assimilated through the system.
Very well. I'll tell you what. I'll be back around supper time, 6 p.m.
All right then.
I would appreciate it if you had some more food for me. I will bring some traditional blood pudding.
I will see what I can rustle
So
up.
he returns with several crew members, heavily armed, at the ramp of the bottom of your ship, and he's got... So the guy behind him is holding a transponder, and he's holding a container of blood pudding that looks like one of those Chinese wonton soup cartons.
Yes. I have made a recreation of a traditional Californian dish. With
Ham and pineapple pizza, of course.
Of course.
With baked beans.
No, it's clearly it's clearly a sushi roll. It's literally just a California roll. That's it.
Understood. So yeah, he sits down with his crew members to have dinner with all of you. Who attends? So he brings all of his crew on board, who are all heavily armed, in order to go through this transaction.
I can now lift 4 distinct objects with my mind at the same time. So I can now like make a sushi roll in midair.
That actually
I'm like doing the sushi rolls for people and then like cutting them with like my brain blade, doing it all with no touch. Yeah, and like helping Juan Diego with like the on the
If my name's not Captain Bloodfeast, I have to say that's the most incredible feat of culinary dexterity in the mental arts that I've ever seen. I will probably remember this day until the end of my life.
I would just be floating meadowweed around if it wasn't for Juan Diego. I mean, he bought all this stuff.
I have to say though, Captain, I prefer real crab meat over imitation any day. What is this green vegetable fruit here?
Are you not familiar with avocado?
I see. Avocado. I've heard of this before, I believe, but I've never eaten it.
I like to eat it with meadowheat chips. That's my favorite.
I'm enjoying this soy sauce and wasabi.
It is pronounced wasabi.
Wasabi. Understood.
I will close.
Where I come from, the only sushi we have is of simpler sort. It's simply a piece of fish over rice. We call it salmon.
That sounds so boring.
Oh, it's delicious. Perfectly grey.
Sounds like you're missing out on a feast of flavors that could be accompanying that.
Oh, it has a good texture to it. Don't don't go at the salmon.
No,
It's
no.
delicious.
The texture is something I can get behind. That is like this bread pudding.
It's got umami to it as well.
It's got that.
Now, where did you come up with this highly advanced sushi recipe? I mean, I got this out of the Preceptor archives after I was doing some delving for them in a dungeon.
I took the idea of the sushi that's just the plain, and then I started throwing more stuff together.
You may be the only actual sushi chef in the entire sector.
It seems to be that way.
You can make a business out of this. What, just to cut down to business, what is the new name of the ship that you desire?
I think it's Sid's turn to
The
pick a ship.
Nori.
I was going to say the California roll is really good.
Juan Diego, you're, as far as he knows, you're the captain.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but it was Sid's choice. So you said the niguri.
The
Nori,
Nori.
seaweed wrap.
Nori, yes. Let's call it Nori.
Okay. All right. He gets you a transponder beacon registering you as the Nori. Do you have a port of call you want to pretend to be from?
Port Nigiri.
You probably want one that really exists.
Yeah, let's just, I mean, delete lab, I think, and put in something else.
I ask him, I'm like, actually, this is something I would have researched before.
Rianzo is where most people claim to come from.
Rianzo?
Yeah, because it's a trade hub. It's the only trade hub. Yeah, go Rhinos. Go Rhinos!
Go with Rianzo then.
Okay. Even though you're legally... Your crew has been officially ejected from the system.
It's
Your
fine.
ship still pretends to be from there.
We're never going to go there. So
of course.
We just
All right, then. As you can see here, my programmer Smith will work on doing all the business you need. So Smith has got, instead of having physical keyboards, he's got holographic keyboards. He's doing one with each hand and then one with his foot as well that he's using as like a foot pedal. It's not clear what he's doing with the foot pedal, but
it's just a shift for capitalizing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be pretty good. Yeah.
Actually,
Oh no, it's spacebar, of course. That so you don't have to use your thumb. Yep.
Yeah, spacebar.
Fuck spaceBars, am I right?
Right.
We don't need
All that. I mean, taking up so much valuable real estate on my keyboard.
Yeah, you could add imaginary letters, like
actually,
umlaut.
I have a keyboard. Unfortunately, it's not working anymore. But I had a keyboard that was a split keyboard, but it was upright like this.
Mm-hmm.
And on my on one side it was a space bar, but on the other side the thumb was actually backspace.
Oh, that's so much better than having it
feels confusing to me.
So amazing. When I switched back to a regular keyboard, though, I was like kept trying to backspace with my thumb, and I'm just putting spaces.
It's like, why is
working?
Nothing is changing. Oh, my cursor is moving.
Myself again because I'd used that keyboard for years before it went kaput.
I mean, you think that's bad? You should try doing Chinese character input using English keyboards. It is such a pain in the ass.
It's like tap it 100 times to get to the right character, or what? I don't even know.
Yeah, basically.
So this is going to stop us from having to make up stories about time travel, right? People will just accept us.
I mean, they will accept your ship if you show up in person and flash your ID cards, or if anyone recognizes you. They're going to be like, oh, you're the time traveling Gravity Wall champion, Disaster Arsenal.
That's good. That's fine.
Is to get ourselves some residency somewhere.
Yeah.
Basically, it's to keep the in-system naval vessels from blowing us out of the sky.
Yeah, I just can't do any more like communications with anyone because I'm like famous.
So I imagine this whole time I'm down in the workshop drawing up plans.
It's like you cannot be your face on the screen anymore. You're just famous.
I'm like, what are we?
I'm Tiberius Stormwind from Draconia.
We can find, if we find like a nice planet where it's hip to wear like a full face mask, maybe we'll get into that. But until then, I guess
I'm gonna make a planet where that's a thing now.
You can handle ship-to-ship communications until then.
Planet
no, that could be a
Orlais.
thing. Where you have to hide your identity so that people aren't spying on you all the time to
So
get away from
everyone's
the
constantly wearing face masks. They're speaking in a French accent, and
Of course.
Of course.
Well,
The
no,
dining
just-
room presents your dinner.
so
Oh,
you're
turn down the lights.
so you just made Orlais.
The Empress of Fire song is really dope. What was the woman who sang that? Elizaveta? She's on that whole Dragon Age Inquisition soundtrack. She's fucking hot fire.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly. And she sang it in French too. She was amazing. Alright. It's time to do experience points, y'all.
Oh, I was gonna say if they paid him and everything, I was going to come in. It's like, I have an idea. We can upgrade the ship, and we don't have to pay for the transponder code. We can go home.
Well, it's good doing business with you.
Thank
Crap.
you. That this is like shaking hands across the table right when you come in.
And don't you live in Rianzo? It's literally 2 jumps away. It's not that hard
Yeah,
to
we
get to
live
it.
in Rianzo, but he means back in time, back to our own time, is what he meant, right?
Look.
Right?
You can't travel backwards in time. It will break cause and effect.
I think you're right, but
Unless, of
Sounds
course, you're some
right.
kind of freaky psychic.
Actually, quantum mechanics dictates that the causal factors would reorient themselves to
No.
match the new variable.
Please.
Sorry.
Yeah, the
Please.
problem there is that it would be like you never travel back in time in the first place.
This is true.
It
I
will
don't want to
rewrite
listen
the
to you.
order
Get
of
me out
events.
you. Please.
Have a good evening, Mr. Wandigo Elimon.
I really appreciate your business, Captain Bloodfaced. I look forward to doing business with you again in the future.
or
So
in the past.
he's got a card that when you put it down and press a button on it, it breaks a hologram of him
Yeah.
laughing and looking like a dashing
Yeah.
pirate.
That's so
fucking
cool.
And you hear him go, I'm Captain Bloodfaced. And he's like, Captain Dean Fairless Disaster Arsenal. I had one of my boys whip these up for 10,000 credits. Not bad. Probably costs less if you go to a real shop and don't use specialty equipment like mine, but I just wanted to show you how cool you could be instead of using your holographic Charizard with no border.
Oh wow, I really appreciate that. I pull out my my Days Lab, and on my to-do list, which is actually my current goals, is get full holo.
There's no difficulty for doing that. You literally just go to a store and buy it.
Okay.
Juan Diego can probably program it, and Jonas can make them for you. They'll be like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I'm gonna take this card of Captain Bloodfeast, and it goes on the dash, so that when in the middle of the night, while I'm piloting the ship, I can press the button and it'll pop up.
Captain Bloodfaced.
Yes.
You're like, that's my new ring.
Is he your husbando now?
Let's wait until he comes back for a second episode, then we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
I just gotta plant the shipping seeds early.
The Zug, of course. All right.
Yeah.
You got to taste authentic local cuisine, so congratulations. You get an experience point, Juan Diego. You also get another experience point. And I think that's it. Just 2 this session. Sid, same for you. You inducted the VI into the Imago Dei, so you get 2. And I don't think you accomplished any of your goals, Dean, so you only get 1 XP.
Well, I didn't piss off the people.
Which people?
It just was don't piss off.
Was that your goal, not to piss off the people that pulled the things out of our heads?
Oh, the perimeter agency. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You didn't.
So
You didn't. You annoyed them, but you didn't piss them off. So yeah, you can take 2 XP as well.
That was harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, that's cool.
There was no buying or selling of trade goods, so you didn't get your group goal again. But that's life.
Oh, but my thing that I was talking about is the new mod for our ship. I'm going to modify our spike drive.
Great.
So our spike drive would be classified as a level 2 spike drive.
That would be a pretty good modification. What is the thing you're using in order to?
It'll
pump
cost us 2 pre-tech salvage and 50,000 credits.
What's the name of
which
it?
we that is, I wrote it down here, drill velocity upgrade.
One lever better for determining spike drive, transit speed, and maximum drill range.
All right. Well, now we have a huge problem because I think that Jonas said that in front of the whole fucking crew. Like that we can.
That you're gonna go home. Yes.
Yeah. Next time on Stars Without Number.
What's his name leaves, and then Captain Bloodfeast leaves, and then I think we're gonna have a ship discussion next time.
At the beginning of the next episode. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do some outroductions before I deflate entirely here. I'm Arthur Perkins. I didn't get to do an intro, so I guess I probably won't do a very long outro. I stream role-playing game shows, and I have a new one on Monday nights. So I now stream from Saturday to Thursday. The only day I have off is Friday. There we go. That's me now.
Zoinks.
Yep.
That's a lot of role-playing.
Yes, it is a lot of role-playing. Prep has been a nightmare. And I passed out in the middle of the day today. So I think that was probably from being slightly sick. But we'll work on getting some sleep tonight. I don't have a stream tomorrow, though, so I'm just going to either play Battletech or sleep through that. Probably play Battletech.
Play Battletech.
Battletech. Yeah.
And I'm also a man who's desperate to watch Avengers, but my local theater is completely sold out until Monday, and I haven't checked since yesterday, so it could be sold out through Monday, too. That's life.
I saw it. I gotta see it.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just saying that's I guess the one thing I didn't mention during my intro was that I became a year older according to calendars.
Congratulations.
So that watching Avengers was a celebration of the anniversary of my birth.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I would sing the song to you, but then I wouldn't be able to get advertising on this video.
It's no longer
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
they struck it down. They were like, you know what?
Like
that's
2
pretty
years ago.
fucked up. They were like, that's just generally really fucked up that you're not letting people sing happy birthday to each other. It's like the most evil thing you could do.
That is pretty
There
fucked
are
up.
plenty of much
really
more
is.
fucked up and evil things you could do to each other. Kelsa, why don't you tell us where people can find you and what you do?
Yes, you can find me on the internet. On Twitter, it's at Kelsa. Twitch and YouTube, it's Kelsa Delphi. I also play role-playing games on the internet. Somehow, I'm actually playing in less games than Arthur now. It's only 4 a week. 2 of them are on this channel. Today, obviously, and Monday, I am also in Kenkol, which is going to be pretty fun. And then the other 2 shows are on my own channel, which is twitch.tv/Kelsa Delphi. And we're playing on Tuesdays Harvest Valley, which is a Burning Wheel game about something.
It is a Burning Wheel game, but it is not about farming.
I didn't say it was about farming.
I know you stopped yourself this time, but I wanted to cut you off at the
something.
pass.
We don't know what it's about. It's about, you just got to watch it to find out. And then on Thursdays, every other Thursday is Bandit Blades, which is a Blades in the Dark hack, dark fantasy, ran by the author of the hack, Strash, and that is a lot of fun where we fight zombies and probably die.
Ross was fucking amazing in the Worldwide Wrestling.
God, he's just amazing, hands down.
The Reaper.
That's it. That's me. Follow me in places if you want to see my face. I do silly voices, and
Do you?
I mean, maybe I do serious voices.
I think if you do voices, you're just kind of silly.
Yeah, that's true.
Coming from you.
Doing voice is a very silly thing to do. It very brings me childlike joy to do a silly voice for some reason.
Same though.
That's
Same.
true.
Yeah, that's me. That's my things.
Virgil, why don't you tell us more about you and your silly voices?
I do silly voices. Sometimes I sing with my silly voice, and that will go up on soundcloud.com/zircon5 with accompanying music. So check that stuff out. If you want to hear my other voices that I'm doing role play with, go check out twitch.tv/zircon5, where I host all the shows. Tomorrow we're taking Burning Wheel off. Um,
Jams away,
I
I
guess I have to
believe.
burn a new character tomorrow. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, that's a wise move. Have you figured out what you want to play? Probably not.
No, you guys can help again in chat. We were talking about a few ideas. A spy or like a Mikhail would be fun to play.
So here's the thing: before you make any character, you need to remember that by Burning Wheel's rule, everyone at the table needs to agree to all characters. You got to run by your character to everybody else. So if you're like, I want to play a person who's specifically trained to kill Vero and has Vero Wise as a skill, I can assure you Sam will probably be like, that's not a character I want to see.
I want to pose this to you, that Sam would let me play that character.
I would be
Go ahead and
concerned,
ask.
however. I would probably say no.
You would probably say no because you're the GM and you have to deal with all this shit.
Dealing with all the shit is the show.
But next Sunday, come watch him deal with all that shit. It's great. I pile it on until he has to kill my characters to just end the horror.
I didn't even try to kill your character. You were just like, I flatly refuse to negotiate on this or any point repeatedly.
You were like, this lady is gonna be your god now instead of your god, and I was like, no, my god is my god. I'm watching in chat. They're talking about my my holo card. I severely now want to like pay an artist to do like a quick GIF of me like throwing down a card and then I come out of it. Like, oh god,
that's anime as fuck.
I want it so bad. But that's me. Thanks everyone for watching.
Sid.
That's me. When I'm not busy complaining about Paul Feig and his terrible directing in the Ghostbusters movie, I do things over at YouTube where I talk about video game news, reviews, and stuff like that. So don't forget to check me out over there, youtube.com/SidAlpha. And I'm also on Twitter and Facebook and Reddit and all the places. Pretty much put in /SidAlpha and you'll find me. And yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to follow Arthur. He does an amazing job and he works really hard for us all to sit down and enjoy doing silly voices and silly things. Hanging out with each other is a lot of fun, and he does great, and he deserves recognition for it. So,
oh, thanks.
Help him out.
That was a lot of words.
That was a lot of words.
I have a react for you later because of that specifically, but don't worry about that one. That's us. We'll be back on another night, probably next week, and yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I need to find somebody to host after this.